So
Okay.
wait till they start. And there's one turkey in there.
Oh my goodness.
But I can't wait till they start.
So we're recording,
September
girls.
or October.
I'm here with Natural Grandma and the dogs, Oyster dogs, and Robin.
Hi.
How you doing, Robin?
Great.
And
Thank
what
you.
brings you here with Natural Grandma?
Well, I'm taking a look at your Illumicoops.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to get one.
Yeah. Well, you got one in the truck.
I got one in the truck.
and you'll probably be back for a little original or no telling what for you over.
If I get more, I'll either get the same size or bigger. I can
But
tell you
then we
that.
started talking about goats and
Yeah.
sheep and guard dogs, and I'm just going to go along, and you and Natural Grandma can keep looking.
All right.
And I'll just follow along. And the main thing is I want people to know that we're a legitimate company. We're not just something on the internet. Stay, Mac.
Mac, no. Mac. Good boy.
And at Natural Grandma, you see everything in the rough. We do have a sheep out here we need to give a shot to today. So if you see a sheep limping.
And one goat, we need two too.
Should we catch it while I'm here?
But we could, yeah. Hey, buddy. So we got 14 adult goats and 14 babies, kids. 14 kids. And they're all so cute.
They're very cute.
And they're cleaning up the dog pens. So
Hi,
the dogs-
String.
Look at how tame they are and gentle.
Hi.
And you let them in there today. Why, Natural Grandma?
So they can clean this stuff down.
Clean up all the weeds
Usually
that
we keep one set of the dogs in here and
So your
trade 'em
dogs-
out.
your dogs don't eat weeds, do they?
Not at all. Not at all. So we let the goats clean it out for them. And they apparently got really full this morning because they haven't been after it too
Well,
hard.
as we go out a little farther and see what they're actually in, you'll see why they're not hungry.
Okay.
And the goats are on a management grazed system of neighbors' lots. They've been running all the way to the blacktop up here and cleaning up,
Right down the center.
cleaning up trees 8 foot tall for a neighbor.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
So,
That's a good neighbor.
and there's Senorita. She has twins on her.
Yeah, she's a really good mama. That's one of her girls, right? Maybe.
Yeah, I think
That's
it
her.
is.
Those are her two right there.
That's Senorita's twins here.
That's her.
How old are they?
So they were all born, they started the 5th of May and ended the 26th of May. So,
Precious. Look at that little brown one.
yeah.
Yeah, God decided that Natural Grandma's an artist, so he just decided that he'd impress the artist. And if you'll notice, there's almost one of every color. And of course, it could have something to do with the Billies over there. Sir William and Romeo are hanging out together at the moment because that's a cool spot. There with Ring, who would really, we just have too many guard dogs.
Yeah. Anybody needs a guard dog, we got them for sale.
And they are with goats and with haired sheep now.
The sheep must be
And we rotate the dogs. We usually just have 2 out at a time. So we can go on out and see what they're actually eating out there. There's a 10 by 12 Natural Grandma original coop.
It's empty. We used it out here for when I needed to. I had a kid, that needed some help at the very beginning, right after they were born. So I could put Mama and the baby in there.
You was talking, Robin, about your friend that was tall. So just step inside there and we'll show your friend what it's like to step in a Natural Grandma 10 by 12. See, he's not as tall as you, but I can step in there. So
There's a lot of headroom for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
And this coop is 5 years old. So that's why the tarp gets a little
I like
Little
it.
weathered
For
and-
other than chickens too. That's,
yeah. We got people
they're
got
very
ponies in them. They got sheep in them. You was talking about doing some haired sheep. A good way to start is with the tractor and just do them close and learn them.
Oh yeah, never thought about that.
You don't have to have the total
Better
fence.
than putting up all the fence and a
Yeah.
lot for predator control. If I don't
Yeah,
have a
it's
dog
just,
yet.
until you get the dog.
Yeah.
And we're using electric netting because that's what we had with chickens. But we're liking this new 4-wire Gallagher smart fence, and we'll show you that if we go out here far enough. They come in here, what, yesterday morning?
Yes.
That's your grandma?
Yes. I brought him out yesterday.
So, there's Baby that has the sore foot.
She needs it.
Baby and Bambino. Bambino is the only Spanish born. Her father is Sir William. Because we didn't think Baby would have a baby yet, because she's so little.
She's adorable. What'd she do to her foot?
We're not sure. But it's definitely, I can see it's swollen.
It's not swelled.
It looks like it's swollen at the ankle.
Okay, then she sprained it. But the foot's not swollen.
She's the runt
Oh, wow.
of the adults. And so they kind of pick up.
Oh, okay.
And they've been running up there in that old house and old debris and cleaning up. We went from here all the way to the blacktop and actually cleaned up that neighbor's property.
Yeah, we actually went around the outside, so we reserved this for now.
And then we can walk on up there and show you, we can get a little better shot of where they went to. And then we'll come back and we'll catch that 4-wire on the way back, if that's all right. So, I'm not as smart as Natural Grandma and know how to pause it. So, we'll just keep recording. We got the nice poison ivy out here that the goats haven't eaten yet.
Yeah, I don't have socks on today, so that's
Oh, are you allergic? Oh, you're gonna
yeah.
That's
But-
the one thing I can, not the one thing, there's lots of things I can thank my parents for, but my dad especially is, I'm not allergic to poison ivy.
Yeah.
I wasn't for the first 2 or 3 years I was here, and then apparently I had enough exposure that my body said, okay.
We're gonna find the sheep out here.
Hi there. Hi, Lammy. There's the other mama back there.
And they're, we wanted to learn sheep, but also we want our dogs to learn sheep because we're selling 3-breed guardian dogs. So these are Catatas. Kinda, they're a blend. They come from Abram. Anybody that reads the Stockman Grass Farmer probably has read some of Abram's articles, and he also is a consultant and a teacher at Greg Judy's grazing school. So, but he's a German Baptist man that lives north of us. She's not limping.
Not as much.
Yeah, so I think she just sprang hers too. She hasn't shed off real well,
No, she hasn't.
but the white one has.
The white one's all shed off. The babies look good. She's roughing it right now.
But this right on up here, you don't have to come if you don't want, Laura. I'll walk on up, and that's where they was until yesterday. And that's just a forest on up there. And so that's what we're leaving. We're leaving some forage behind. We're not taking everything. But what they took was all those leaves. You couldn't see through that before. And there's old cars and all kinds of things in there. And they have taken leaves off all the way up 8 feet tall. And then once they got to the road, we made one last little fencing change and grazed out right to the edge of the road after people got used to them being there.
Yep.
With the 4-wire Gallagher smart fence.
Yeah.
And then we come back around. She brought them into her little capture area. And yesterday morning they came out here. And as you can see, they've not hardly touched this.
Yeah.
But as we go over towards the Gallagher fencing, you'll see how they actually have went to where the better tree brush stuff was. And so they probably won't take this down much till we'll move them on anyway. Yeah, this was maples last summer that you couldn't walk through. And so on the ground is maples that we cut over, but the kid cutting for us didn't cut them all right at the ground. So there's little stumps. But we dropped the stems so that we could get sunlight in there and grow more grass. And we're actually on leased property we pay just a little bit for this because it is close. And so we mow it and he gets some income. But we're in the city limits of the town.
Hey,
And
that's pretty neat.
so Abram tells us that to be a good sheep rancher, we need to learn how to grow weeds. So I'd say we're doing pretty good. But we've got them going all the way over there to that house. There's a road there. And it's all, you get up here, you'll see it's done with a Gallagher smart fence. The first time we did it with netting because we didn't have all the goats trained to the smart fence. And I have lowered the wire. The Gallagher smart fence came out with 4 wires in one spaced extremely high. And so now every time I take one down, I move that top wire down to where it is actually a nice 4-wire fence.
The top wire was up here, and so there was this big gap, which the goats didn't seem to have a problem with that. We were worried about it at the road, but the guardian dogs went right through it. One did.
Yeah.
Other than that, we haven't had any problem with the guardian dogs or anything.
Snowball. Somehow
so,
I guess that's how she got through it.
So now, with them spaced like this, we don't have any problem at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Well, I realized when we went around the front of the house with that big gap, and I was fencing it by myself, I was worried about them getting out into the road.
Yeah.
So I took another, just a poly wire like I would use with my cattle, and the blue posts, and put it alongside in the gap. And as I was doing it, I realized I'm putting it at the exact same height I put it for my cattle, which is where we've moved it to. So, I mean, it'll keep in whatever.
Yeah.
but when you roll these all the way up, all the posts store right on that.
Right on here, they just
So you just take the one wire loose and take it out, and you put it through the hole down below and clamp it back in, and you've moved it down.
Oh, wow.
And you can also move the bottom one up there if you choose to. So it's pretty adjustable.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
And we're being joined.
Come see, guys.
So just another day at Natural Grandma. Playing with the goats, looking at the sheep. We haven't even made it over to where the chicken tractor is, Robin, to show you tractoring like you're going to do when you get home with your chicken tractor. But
I got high hopes for that.
we use what we sell, and in the case of a lot of times, Natural Grandma has lost her chicken coop because somebody wants one together, and I sell it. So
Sometimes
we sell what we use.
Chickens in it, but you can't do that anymore.
Just put your foot down.
Okay.
I decided my chickens need to do some work for me.
Yeah.
I don't want to get tired of
Now
cleaning the coop.
you've had regular chicken coops, had chickens a long time, but why did you decide to do an aluminum chicken tractor?
I need to. My coop is old and dilapidated and had some damage after a storm, and it was time to rebuild. And the more I looked at rebuilding and the work it went into it, I kept going back to the aluminum built, and just back and forth, and finally I decided, why not buy once?
And you contacted me first through email. Just you come to the website and send a request.
Well, I was going to do the email, and
Yeah,
then the phone number was right there. I thought, well, I'll give you a call.
Yeah.
But
I think I had an email response from you once.
Yep.
And responded back, and then my phone number is on the website.
Yep.
And
you were really prompt with a return
that's
call.
That's the same phone I'm holding right now, videoing. So I'm never far away from
No,
it.
you guys have been great with communication and made it so easy to get out here, and so yeah, super pleased.
And you've seen the trailer that really makes us mobile chicken tractor people, because that big 53-foot trailer goes to the shows, and
it was full.
It's soon going to have a mural on the side that says Natural Grandma and shows goats and shows chicken tractors, and so it'll be a rolling billboard.
Yeah, it was it's got a pretty good outfit. If I had it, if I was going to do commercial or just meat birds, I would definitely do one of the lower. But these are just for my own personal hands. I need something in my orchard that I can move around pretty easy. So, and I plan on never cleaning a coop again.
Well, that I was going to say, to
Ever.
me, I never had a coop myself, but I chicken sat
Yeah.
for my daughter and another friend and everything. And that coop is a disaster.
Yeah.
It's
I
just
had a-
gross. And it won't, in 2 months, you're like, why didn't I do this
I
sooner?
started with a real small, when I lived in St. Paul in Minnesota, and I had a little small yard. You could have 4 or 5 chickens, or I think I had 4 or 5. I don't know what I could have, but that's what I had. And I had a little chicken tractor, and I moved that around the yard, and it was great. And when I moved back out to my farm, I don't know why I thought having I free ranged a lot, but through predator pressure, I've decided that they need to stay enclosed, and so
We hear that story over and over again. It's like, I got my little girl some chickens, and then the coyotes and the hawks eat them all.
well,
I mean, you don't have to learn that lesson on your own. You can just
No.
start with a chicken tractor, and
Well, I was lucky enough I was like, well, I'll free range them. My neighbors have a guardian dog, and they do, but we had another different neighbor dog incident so it was like, well, time to lock them up. It's time. I mean, those dogs can only guard so many square feet, right? They don't need to be coming over to my place, so.
well, you're right
We can
south.
we can go show everybody the grazing the chickens out
Okay.
there in the big tall field.
And you're located south of Kansas City a ways, so maybe we'll get by there someday and we'll see your actual
on
chicken
over.
tractor
I'll
on
show
your
ya.
place.
Show you my grazing cattle.
We'll have a follow up because you
Maybe
got Gelpy Hereford that you move every day.
Yep.
You're doing management grazing, and
Yep.
so
The chickens aren't. The chickens are for fun. The cows are for real.
so you got Snowball and Freckles is out.
Yep.
You switched them up.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, now you're going to
They're
show me
there.
how to pause it.
Yeah, I am. 2 dots.
Okay, Natural Grandma showed me how to pause, so we have moved across the yard. That way you didn't get to hear these old people pant and get out of wind. And now we're with Natural Grandma's 5x10. Very similar to what you got. And I'm going to go show you the tractoring. And I'm sure Robin will want to come and look at the tractoring. This was fescue that's had goats grazed over it. And I'm just showing you the tractoring effect. This is where we went to. And you can see where we stopped. And this is the part that hasn't had the chicken tractor over it yet this year. But it did last year. And then we got Natural Grandma's raised beds in the background.
Orange and green, the dog fences. Yeah.
Now I'm back.
I started in March all the way over there on the tree line.
Okay.
And came back and forth. And I skipped this little area here because we had fence and everything. I'm going to bring those little chickens through here.
Oh, sure.
Be better if I was had my back to the west, honey.
So, but so all of that back there on the other side of this 4-wheel right here has all been grazed and recovered. So you can tell it. Well, you can tell over here it looks pretty well recovered.
And really, I mean, you guys haven't had any more rain probably than I have you?
No, we've been very dry.
Oh, it's really bad this year.
And like I say,
on
we
our side.
grazed the goats over this. That's why there's not any leaves or weeds or anything. They just basically left the stemmy part of the grass.
Yeah.
And we pull them out deliberately before they get into the grass. We can always come back and
recovered,
get that later.
It looks really good for no water.
But that tractor's covered this whole area
Right.
this year. And last year she got almost up to that old house up there. And then it got to be winter. So that's what a 5x10 can cover about an acre.
Are you guys moving that twice a day or once?
It's supposed to be
depends on-
twice, but
Depends on the day.
At least once, right?
Yeah, it depends on the day and what the day what happens in the day.
chickens
but at
will
least
never,
once a day.
they'll never refuse to move.
Yeah.
So it's all up to the human.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sometimes life happens, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
It does.
Well, it's so nice that you come and took a tour
Thank
of
you.
Natural Grandma Farm.
Appreciate it. So, yeah.
And I think we've got everything done but the payment.
Well, let's do it.
And you already got it in your truck, so.
Well,
Put that on there.
No. Well, it's just funny. We are real. And
Yes. This is for real.
and
This is who
if
we
you would
are.
step over here, Laura,
It's not
then I can end with the chicken tractor in the background. Go ahead and get there by her, Robin.
it's
And
not what you would call the gentleman farm that's all perfect. This is
what farms look
real,
like.
recovered,
This is what farms look like,
Yeah.
natural grandma.
overwhelmed farm.
This is exactly
This is
what
it.
they look
This
like.
is
We get tired. Sometimes we go in at night and maybe we didn't move the tractor an extra time. But you know what? It's okay.
You know,
Yep.
if your animals are healthy,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
And you're letting your ground recover.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you're doing the right thing for the
Exactly.
environment. Who's
Right.
Exactly.
let them drive by.
So,
Talk about it.
Natural Grandma, how do you end your videos?
We hope you are having this good a day from Natural Grandma.
Natural Grandma. Thanks, Robin.
Thank you guys.
You come back anytime.
I would love to. Thank you.
All right. Good day from Papa Hank
And Natural Grandma.
and Robin.
And Robin.
I feel like Batman now.